Now that we've created our chart of 5 values, and the 5 values are then shown in the various techniques that I'd like you to use, let's apply that to our sphere. The one I had done earlier was in charcoal. This sphere is going to be in pencil. All right, now the easiest way to draw a sphere, like I showed you, is to put the pencil in this direction and use your full arm to get the circle. Okay. And let's talk about the sphere. All right. Now in my studio, the light's coming from this direction. Okay. It's up high and coming in at an angle. All right. That means that the right side of the sphere is lit and the opposite is in shadow. So I'm going to look for where that division is between the light side and the shadow side. And I'm looking at my sphere. I'm going to identify where that is. Okay. So, I just changed the angle slightly. Okay. Now, one thing you're going to realize when you look at your sphere, whatever you decide to use, I have an orange out there and a baseball, you're going to see that your shadow edge is 90 degrees or to your light source. Okay? So make sure that that is true in your situation. All right. So, and I'm also going to identify the cast shadow, which is the one that's on the table, okay? And make sure you look at the shape of that and don't make it too large. My students tend to make it too wide and then that shadow starts to stand up and look at them, okay? Now that I've identified these two areas, the light and the shadow side, I'm going to lay in the value of the shadow side in value 4 with the 4B pencil. Okay, and we're going to start by using parallel diagonal lines, because remember 4 is our crosshatch, right? All right, now I'm going to start crosshatching. And I want you to go over the line where you've identified where the shadow edge is, okay? Don't go right up to that edge, but cross over. And I'm going to do this rather quickly, but I'd like you to spend some time on it and build up your values, okay? So obviously this is going to have to slowly get darker and darker. I'm using crosshatch. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with my cast shadow. I'm going parallel diagonal, and then in this case I'm going horizontal to also indicate that the table is a solid mass. Okay? All right. So next I want to identify the value for the shadow edge. And that's going to be my 6B pencil. And I'm going to look at my sphere out there. And remember, that's also going to start out as a crosshatch. Now I'm getting less light on the top surface of my sphere because it's facing the ceiling. So it's also going to be darker in this case. You're going to see that I'm not going to be able to build this up as quickly as this video is going to allow. So you're going to have to work on this and work it up. And once I start identifying that shadow shape, the shadow edge, then I can start adding my little C's in there to darken it where I want it much darker, okay? Which which is going to be the edge. In my case, it's also going to be the top of the sphere, because I'm going to get more reflected light from the lower section. And it's also going to be darker right in this area here. Okay? Use my little C's. Adjust it. You're going to see in the cast shadow the same thing. It's going to be darker near the sphere. Start using your C's on the crosshatch. Maybe add some more crosshatching. Okay. All right, so here is going to be the value 5, and you're going to use your 6B and your unified tone. Okay. Same thing here, 5. This is going to be 4, which is our reflected light. And you're going to use your cross-hatching in that area. And then you're going to identify with your HB pencil where your highlight is on your sphere. And mine is right about here, okay? So I know that this area is going to be 0, okay? So now I have to make a transition from 0 to 4, and I have values 1, 2, and 3 to do that, okay? And the easiest way to do that is to start with value 3 and work your way toward the highlight. And try not to get too dark, too fast, because you can always get darker, okay? And these, we're going to try our cross contour. And you're going to work your way around your sphere. Okay, so you're going to go to value, here's 4, 3, then we want 2, and then we want 1, and then we're going to be left with 0. Okay, so 1 and 2, again, parallel diagonal lines. Okay, then you can get into some cross contour and transition into cross hatching, and then the unified tone. And remember, 5 is very dark. I'm going to have to make this darker, work it up, work it up. Even my 4 is going to have to be darker so that I have full range on the light side. And this is, even though I want your sheet to look exactly the same as this, with the values at the top, the technique, and the sphere at the bottom.